last time I was over there at 11 Macey, I spoke with Slava. He said that there's programs there that help with mental health that have been removed. From my understanding, you're somebody who used to go there and volunteer your time and do things out of your own pocket to help. Go ahead and elaborate on that for me.
So every second Tuesday, I would cut hair, wash hair, curl hair, braid hair, just like to make them feel better about themselves, teach them how to like upkeep their hair and just make them feel better about themselves. And I'd also run an after like an arts and crafts program. So we would do like native culture stuff, so like beading or making moccasins or even painting. Everybody just had like something to do, so I brought like multiple different things in. So like if someone didn't want to like bead, they can make a moccasin or a dream catcher. If they wanted to paint, they could paint. So it was just about having them together and feeling good and making something that they felt like they accomplished something, instead of just always being like in their rooms or not doing anything.
So what made you stop doing it?
It was kind of like a lot of like accusations, because I was told by Denise that I shouldn't be able to go to this person's unit and talk to this, like, why am I going to this person or this person or this person? Basically, she said that if I wanted to do the programs, I wasn't allowed to associate with the people besides my brother in the unit. Like, they think you're drug dealing or whatever because you're, talking to everybody, and because everybody has addiction, so you must be a drug dealer, a drug user.
So that's Denise, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that she gave me like kind of like an ultimatum and said like you can't make friends with them if you're going to work with them, and I just don't work like that.
So as a result of that, you just stopped altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. So again,
I brought it up to Jody, who then further like made me write an email to somebody else, because Jody felt that it was wrong as to what Denise was saying. And then when I was braiding hair, if I used extensions, because some people have short hair, Denise would say, well, that's is not culture appropriated. Like, basically, like,
are you serious?
Yeah, that white people shouldn't have braids. And then I got upset with that, because I personally love to get my hair in extensions, and I know that like a lot of women, they don't have money there to get fake long hair, get weaves, so if I did them shoulder length braids, they were happy, and they can maintain it for a month, okay. And it was culture inappropriate.
Apparently you were appropriating Black culture. Right?
Yeah.
Can you also, the last time I was there were some allegations being made about the meal programs, the lack of meals. Apparently they pay a certain amount of money for a certain amount of meals, and they're not. So can you explain that?
So when my brother Robert signed his lease, he signed a lease that he would be receiving 3 full meals a day, plus a snack, plus drinks with every meal. It would be about $6 a meal, like $6 a day. And that was going on for about the whole time until about I think it stopped in August. So now they're like, oh, we're going to give them Meals on Wheels. It's going to be the same price, but you get one meal. And one meal is not adequate. They're about this big, like a TV dinner. We're talking about grown men here, grown women. They probably are under 1,000 calories.
So are they still charging them the same amount?
The same amount of money, yes.
For one meal a day?
For one meal a day, that's like a TV dinner.
That's consistent with exactly what I heard from the resident that I spoke with there on the 31st of December. So can you elaborate a little bit about the conditions in that place in the context of your brother's situation?
Okay, so we'll do on the meal first, and then we'll go to that quick. So the meal thing with my brother, he can't cook on his own because he has a severe traumatic brain injury. Yes, so he has a traumatic brain injury that took 30% of his brain was removed, so he can't cook on his own. And he could cook on his own, but he can't he'll forget about it.
Yeah.
So like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
They don't even have burners that are go to normal heat and temperatures. It takes an hour to boil water. Let alone they don't have a stove to cook it in. They have a microwave, but half of their microwaves don't work or they don't have them anymore. And then my brother who needs a PSW, he's eligible for at least 4 times a week for them to come in and help him bathe, help him get dressed, help
PSW?
him a PSW personal support. So to help him bathe, help him clean, like just do daily things. And like they keep saying like they're gonna hire someone else or there's not enough. They'll get somebody and they're great and then they'll let them go. Like where the guys get used to them and they actually care. It's like anybody that actually cares and does good for the tenants, it's never, there's always a reason why they're letting them go. Just like Leo was the cook. She was amazing. She was really good with all tenants and they let her go. So I don't know.
That's very unfortunate. So another issue that I wanted you to maybe elaborate on is resident safety and security. When I was there, none of the main the main locks that I saw could be opened with just a light hip check, and then there was the water damage. Do you even know what that's from? Like did a pipe burst in the building or does
every unit is the locks? There's been an issue with the locks for years now and like they keep saying they're going to fix them. They send somebody in to repair them and they can do the same thing all over again. The doors are just not safe. Like my brother, I'll buy groceries for him and the next day they're missing from his house. Anything like, so everybody's stealing off of everybody, breaking in because it's like they're in such dire need of stuff where they have to like rob and steal from each other, which is unfortunate. It shouldn't be like that. And the security don't do anything. They just sit there when they're there.
So have they tried to address the issue with the water damage, with the leaking? And
well, I know a few tenants that have mold and water damage, and they've had that for, I'd say, over a year.
Okay.
And they still look the same as they looked before they put in the work orders with them.
So what role do you think, if any, that staff play in all of this in terms of the residents there not getting the standard of care that they should or that they're hired to give them?
So I'm going to speak to staff that I've seen over the years. There are a good few, I'd say 5 in total, that actually do care about the clients.
You mentioned one last time I was there. His name is Luis or something.
Luis is really good. I find Jody is good too. She actually cares. Like she'll go that mile. Louis, he's hard. He's like not the nicest person, but he truly, like, if you're his client, he works over and beyond for you. And there's a few other ones that actually don't go to work and like sit on their butt and do nothing. Like they actually will help the tenants try to even though it's not in their job description, they'll go out and try to do it, like they're on their phones or, talking to each other. It's disgusting.
Has your brother lived in this building since the beginning? Since for the last, like the whole 4 years it's been up?
So my brother originally started, he was the 3rd tenant at Dover Court.
Okay.
He lived at Dover Court for 6 months and then went to Macey.
So the majority of the time. So this building's like 4 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it fair to say like he's been living there for about 3.5 years?
Yes.
Okay, so in that time, in general, from your observation and your perspective, has the mental health of the residents there improved at all, or has it deteriorated further?
Oh, it's way worse. They're honestly, it's like my brother always says, he feels that they just put them in there so they kill each other or kill themselves. Like they're like locked in animals. That's what my brother feels like. He feels like the water's contaminated and stuff like that. He always says, like with the plumbing and stuff. So I don't know. I don't think.
Is there a lot of drug activity in there? That's another thing I was hearing about.
Yeah, so there's tenants in there. The building, a lot of people are on drugs because obviously they don't have the they don't, like, that's the one thing why I wanted the programs in there, because they don't have a purpose. They feel like they have no purpose in life, and like they don't have nothing to look forward to. So if you have like programs like, okay, today let's go out and we're gonna go to the science center today or whatever, and like there's ways of doing things with these guys to make them look forward to it. Instead, it's like, they just, there's nothing for them to do and they're bored, and the drugs are in there, of course.
So do you know anything about medication being withheld? I was speaking to his mother and she was telling me that sometimes they withhold his medication. I just wanted to know if I could maybe verify that from another party.
When you come to Cota, like to live in 11 Macey, they want to dispense your medication to you. They want to do it. They like make you like basically give the medication. They're not pharmacists. They're not even legally allowed to do. I don't think, like, they don't have the qualifications to do it. I know of them messing up my brother's methadone, giving him, he was on a lower dose, and them giving, for instance, another person's methadone that was double their dose. They're not good with the medicine at all. They don't give it on time. They want to force to give it to them when they want to do it. My brother's on serious seizure medications, and if he misses a dose, it can put him into a lot of seizures. Like I said, the animals in the Humane Society are better taken care of than these guys.
Tell me about Denise.
She's a straight up bully. I've witnessed her be the most ignorant to people, like, because they're drug addicts or whatever, like, who struggles with addiction in the building. She's a great person though, like, and she was clean for a long time. Like, she got clean, and like Denise would say, you're selling drugs, and like, she's not selling drugs, she's clean, she's like got all her carries, like, like, so I feel like she hates on people a lot. And then like my brother, she'll say, like, she said to him, oh, so you must be sick now that your sister's not around. Like, she says stupid things like that antagonize them and make them, she makes them feel little. Like,
so in your opinion, should she be in that role?
No, she should not be in that work at all. She's a bully to the workers. She's racist.
That's the one that said about the cultural.
Yeah, she's very racist. Okay. Like, white people shouldn't do this, or it's not about like color anymore. It's about people, and everybody's equal. So she's got to get off her high horse and treat people with respect.
So in conclusion, in your opinion, what needs to change at 11 Macey?
All right. So what needs to change is absolutely everything needs to change. We're talking about people here that deserve to have the normal qualities of life that everybody's entitled to, that they're not getting. A clean, stable environment, stability, like routine. So we're dealing with a lot of people with mental illnesses and disabilities. They need routine in order for things to be good. So, and they need to feel safe. And if they don't feel safe, then how are they supposed to get better? So, one, the doors must be fixed. Nobody should be able to open anybody's door without a key, period. The cleanliness. There's people with bed bugs in there that have had them for over a year. These units are little. There's no reason they need to live like this. The cockroaches are disgusting. The laundry facility, they need their units. They need to have working still. If you're not going to give them the proper meal plans that you agreed on, when you sign a lease with these tenants, you said that they were moving into a supportive housing unit. Supportive housing unit means support them, help them maintain a normal lifestyle so they can live on their own. And by not having proper work-in things, it means they're not living normal and they're not getting better, because I can't cook a meal in my oven that I don't have. I can't wait an hour for me to boil water to make craft dinner. Like, so at the end of the day, that's a big thing. Safety. having security guards that actually do their job and not just sit on the chair and play on their phone, having staff that care about the tenants, and having programs to make them look forward to something in life, you know? Like they have a program like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know, for 2 hours. Like, is that so hard? I'm sure there's a million of us that would help volunteer to organize it out of our own pockets if we had to. And having 3 meals a day. Can you live off of one TV dinner a day?